Hi everybody, welcome back to Big Boy's YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us again. Today we are going to discuss our upgraded pressure washer for the North American market. And we want to touch on where we've been in the past when we first launched it and coming through to now where we're relaunching a upgraded newer product for the market. And we're ready to go. So we want to get this information out there so everybody understands all about it and whether it suits their needs or not, because it's a fantastic product and there's no reason why most people in the US that want to detail their cars shouldn't have it.
Yep. So I'm going to just jump in and Mark, when we launched the product, what is it now, over a year ago, things didn't really go quite to plan, did it?
No, they didn't. It certainly wasn't a 100% launch. Obviously, for most customers, it was good, but we did have a percentage where it wasn't, and that's why we're here to explain that, and that's why we've spent a lot of time upgrading the product.
And they made it pretty loud and clear that the unit wasn't really performing to the way they anticipated, and that was the dreaded humming.
Yeah, right? Well, it wasn't going to plan on the way we wanted it to go either, right?
Yeah, so look, guys, you might have heard humming, what caused our unit to hum, what really causes any unit really to generate that sort of sound. So what it is, it's an electrical lockup. So we've got a commercial grade product, which is 4-pole motor and a triplex pump. It's as high grade commercial as you can get in that sort of field. But with that combination, they're a very power hungry unit. So if for whatever reason in the environment that it's working, it doesn't actually get the power that it needs, especially on startup, it'll go into an electrical hum, which means that the motor is in a locked position. Sometimes by depressurizing the gun, you will free that up and you'll get it to crank over. More times than not, probably not, it won't do it. But at the same time, while it's trying to do that, it will overamp itself to try and compensate to create enough power to turn it over. So that's where people were experiencing a humming noise, and if they had an amp meter, they'll see that it'll skyrocket way over 15 amps where we've built the unit to work in. Was this for every customer? No, it wasn't. We've got thousands of customers around US and Canada at the moment that are using it and enjoying the pressure washer for what it's been built, but in an environment where it doesn't get the power that it needs, this is what's actually happened. So we went back to the drawing board and we're going to explain everything that we had to do to get the unit working as needed for the market, and try to explain step by step so you guys also better understand pressure washers, because they're not as, especially on the commercial grade, they're not as simple as you think they would work in an environment like the USA.
I think the market has learned a lot. Like we've become experts over the years in building pressure washers, but the experience that we had in North America was a different one for us and what we'd experienced globally outside of that area. And I think in the last 12 months especially, the market in North America and the people involved in the industry, whether you're building units, whether you're promoting them, selling them, have matured and a lot, because Big Boy, along with other brands, has come to realise that, with that power difference that the North America has to the rest of the world, it's a lot harder to make machines. All the componentry is different to the rest of the world that they have to make, and so there's been a lot of, I think, increased information that's coming through now, where people are starting to understand it more. You can see that obviously with some key YouTubers around North America that have done a lot of reviews on pressure washers and worked with companies and been involved with them. They now understand that their knowledge that they can sort of give out to the market is completely different to where it was 12 months ago.
Yeah.
Because they just understand that the whole scenario a lot better. And like, so does everybody, like we do too. So it's good for everybody. It's good for the market because now obviously that information is far more accurate and products can be better, right?
But not only that, our pressure washer originally was designed for Australia and Europe, 240. More than enough volts to crank it over and get it to run as good as it does everywhere else in the world. And there's a lot of professional detailers, enthusiasts. They use it on a daily basis around the globe. We're in over 40 countries now, and absolutely love it. It's their go-to product, right? Very quiet, right combination of PSI and flow, and we feel that it's doing exactly what we wanted it to do. But in the US, this is where it got tricky, is we learned quickly, even though we didn't want to know all this information, we didn't think we needed to. When we build a product, we go through strict guidelines through certification companies. They give us literally all the specifications we need to tick to make it safe and certified for that market. And the tolerance levels are very, very minimal. The US is technically through certification based as 120. We quickly found out it's far from 120. All over the States, it's very inconsistent. I think we've seen it range anywhere from customers that we've been speaking to and working with to try and get this pressure washer right, anywhere from 105 volts to 125, even higher in some areas. So as you can appreciate, getting a pressure washer that is power hungry to run on those circuits, it's a tricky combination. It's not easy to do, and that's why if you guys go, where have you guys been for all this time? We've been working with, top engineers, electricians, customers all over America, and we want to thank them personally now while we're filming that. Without them, the live data that they were giving us in these troubled areas, we couldn't replicate that in the factories, and that's sometimes something that you just can't do, right? So,
well, you can see, like, if you're looking through the US and Canada, you can information for compressor style, larger commercial style products. People in the US and Canada get some of their outlets or their house converted to 240, right, so that they can handle all those specific lines, those circuitries upgraded so they can use those products correctly and not going to have any issues. So for the normal household who doesn't understand that or doesn't want to do that or can't afford to do that, like you got to roll the dice sometimes, right? With some of these more power hungry products.
And it's also sometimes hard to know, do you have a dedicated circuit in your garage? How do you know?
If you're building the house, right?
If you built it, you don't know. You might think fridge is running off it, whatever. These are all things that impact the performance of the product. So not only will we discuss the specifications of the product and the performance of it, you'll see in the graph that we'll either attach or give you a link to the different volts will give you different amperages and will give you different performance numbers as you go along. So not only will it impact your flow, it will impact your PSI. So we just want to be as transparent as possible. Also, hopefully it's an educational thing. Some of you guys may know that. Other brands might say, yep, this is good, we've already gone down this road, or no, it's good to know, right? Because look, to be honest, we didn't. We got to put up our hand and say, we overlooked that. But the good thing is, out of this whole thing that you guys will learn, is that we've learned from it, and I think the product's going to be bigger and better and stronger in the market, because there's definitely a need for it. And we'll go through that, and you'll see why we say that.
The WashRPRO is a cracking product, right? We get accolades
value for money, and especially the specifications of it. Like nothing will outperform it for bang for your buck, really, right? So, all right, enough said on that. You guys know we put our hand up, things didn't go right. We acknowledge that. To the customers that have supported us, thank you very much along the way. and now we want to explain what we've been doing in that time frame while we were trying to get this as perfect as possible. So what improvements have we made? I've written a list that's not really that much, but just want that to be as accurate as possible. In our pressure washer, you'll see in the housing at the front, there's a capacitor holder. So we've got a capacitor in there. So I'm just going to sort of skim through this, not word for word. This was really a difficult adjustment because increasing or changing the capacitor too much can cause the unit to draw excessive amps. This is something that we don't want to do because we're clearly trying to make it a 15 amp unit, but being so large in all the other specification, this wasn't something that I think was possible with this particular unit, right? So this was something that we were trying to avoid. Finding the right combination with the capacitor, amps and voltage to work with a power-hungry 4-pole motor was a challenge, but we successfully achieved that with a perfect balance. This was only possible thanks to a group of customers who went above and beyond during the testing phase, providing us real-world data that we simply couldn't replicate in the factory. So a special thanks again goes out to those customers that we reached out to that potentially had problems with the humming noise. They put up their hand, they worked with us, we sent them test units throughout the period, and they went and did things after hours or during working hours or on weekends, worked with Antonio, who's in charge of our ops team, giving them data, giving them feedback that we just simply couldn't replicate, right? So without them, we wouldn't be able to put this unit together. So again, special thanks. I'm sure that's not just from myself, but the whole team, Team Big Boy here in Australia, and to all the customers now that can enjoy this product in US and Canada, right? So it wasn't just in the US, it was throughout our Canadian customers also. Yeah. So that was a little bit time consuming because not only do they have to test, they got to try and replicate, they got to try and create all these things that could potentially cause the humming issue. So that was our biggest hurdle, right? Everything else, once the unit was working, was operating fine. It's definitely one of the quietest, I could probably say the quietest pressure washer by far. That's the feedback we got from these customers that are tested. Some of these customers have come from some of our competitors' products in the American market, some not as commercial grade, some were like for like, and they reckon we outperform them by far. So that was good to hear. The other thing that we needed to do, and this was probably one of the key thing, was power lead modification. To ensure optimal power delivery to the motor, we upgraded the lead from 14 AWG and 11 meters to 12 and 6 meters. The shorter cable length helped reduce power loss and increased efficiency. While this sounds straightforward, managing inconsistent power supply range from, as we mentioned before, 105 to 125 is incredibly complex, especially when working with a large commercial unit like we have with a triplex pump 4-pole motor. Starting requires significant power, but once running, the unit delivers what we believe is the best all-round performing pressure washer on the market. It operates smoothly, quietly, and both motor and pump cruises comfortably through the job that we've built it for. So what I mean in saying that is, because we've done such an overkill on the pump and the motor, when it's going and it's got sufficient power, it's chugging along, it's not screaming its ass off, literally, trying to do or deliver the numbers that it does it with ease.
It's like in cruise mode.
Yeah. So we're not overworking it. What benefit does the customer have? It has a unit that can work at a very quiet sound level and also deliver these crazy performance numbers, and the lifespan of the product, if serviced regularly, will be for many, many years to come, right? That's what a triplex pump is, and the 4-pole motor, if you service it, and they are a serviceable unit, you can use these for many, many years. And that's the benefit you have with this particular product. So that's what we had to do. We had to change the gauge, and we had to change the length of the cord. That alone will prevent a lot of the humming issues with the combination of the capacitor change, right? So then we went one step above and we did a nozzle change, or we've given now customers 2 options in the box. Okay, so we built this unit as a 20 amp unit. So even though it's got a 15 amp socket on the end, it is designed to be to work at its optimal in a 20 amp environment, right? And the reason why, you'll see in the graph as you step along, it doesn't even get to 20, it sits probably around 17 amp, and as your voltage increases, it will drop that amperage, okay? So if you have 120, you're probably sitting just over 18 with 3.7 nozzles, but we've chosen that because that's going to give you the highest PSI with a very over 2 gallons per minute all the time, right? If you do opt to go 4.2 nozzles, which are in the box, this is designed to get your unit to work under 15 amps. And as you'll see again, depending on your voltage, you can sit quite comfortably under sometimes high 13 amps. So even though the unit can drive and run in a 15 amp environment, we're saying we would prefer it to work in a 20, okay? Because we can't guarantee what volts you have in your environment. It's just simply not possible. So we've gauged, and you'll see we've highlighted, best optimal performance is at 115. We're averaging it roughly there. Some customers are going to have less, some are going to have more. The guys that have more are going to have better performance. The guys that have less are going to have slightly less. That's unfortunately the hand we're dealt with the power in your region. There's nothing else we can do. We can't control that. All we can do is build around it, and that's what we think we've done. In saying that, demand for this has been overwhelming for us. We've got thousands of customers that are on a wish list, waiting list for this product. So they will be getting an email shortly from us explaining all the differences, what we've just spoken about, and they will be first to market with this new unit. Do we have that quantity going? No, we don't. But as we are filming, there are more units getting delivered or are on the way. So if you do miss out on the first batch, don't get upset. It's not going to be a long delay again. It's already on the water. Unfortunately, with the tariffs and that, we've priced the unit accordingly. We've had to do that, unfortunately. Again, our hands are tied, so please understand.
We've increased it minimally. We've absorbed some of the, just to get it to the market at the right price. Definitely for some of our more commercial style competitors, our product pricing is far better. The offering of the features, the pricing, all that comes under our core competitors for sure.
So guys, if you guys are comfortable with a 15 amp solution and you feel that maybe this isn't the unit for you, we have the WashR Duo. The WashR Duo has had no issues in the US. We've sold, again, thousands of them.
It's been a great product. It's a fantastic product.
It's still very commercial, so you've got no issue whatsoever, be it that you're an enthusiast just cleaning your own car, or a startup detailer that's washing 10, 15 cars a week, or a professional detailer that's doing 10 a day. This unit's going to deliver the same. Our combo's all over 2 gallons or thereabouts, depending again on your volts. So please allow that leeway.
I would say, because we say this around the world, is that the Duo is more suitable for mobile detailers as well, simply because we know that in a lot of cases they'll have to
use a generator
or extension leads to go into a house, and that's not suitable for a WashRPRO. It's just too powerful for that scenario.
And that's why you'll see the Pro doesn't start on a generator. It's a 4-pole motor, and it's very, very big, right? So if you are wanting something on a generator, go 2-pole, the Washer Duo. That's, I think, the one to go for. Will we have other options very soon in the American market? Mark's smirking. We have been extremely busy, so we have got a lot more that we're going to offer shortly to the American market, and we'll do a couch chat for that. Yeah, again, extremely excited. They're already there. Emails will go out probably over the weekend. Yep. Any questions, feel free. Guys, we know what went wrong. We apologise as a brand. Have we learned from it? Absolutely. Have we delivered something that we feel is game-changing for us? Yes, in that market. Yeah. If you haven't, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're going to give more in-depth information on obviously new products and anything else that we bring out. And till next time, see you then.